Thank you, Bridget. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be very difficult to follow that, I think. I'm not actually going to be anywhere near as funny. But I am probably going to rant for a little bit at you, so just bear with me. Okay? Yeah, great, thank you. Me, Conor Courtney, I'm a human. At least I like to paint myself as one. And as you can see here, a list of my interests. And really what I'm trying to just kind of get across to you here is this is what I communicate about myself. And what I put out there. So my talk is the idea of traditional modern communication, but also conscious and unconscious communication. So kind of bear that in mind as we go through. And then the lost art of keeping a secret is obviously a Queens of the Stone Age song. So we're at Electric Picnic, rock on. Humans are social animals. We owe a great deal of our behavior to our biology. And the idea is that we communicate consciously our wants and needs and desires to one another. And we also communicate unconsciously through our body language and our behaviors, basically our interests or whatever going on from there. So the idea really is that modern communication has streamlined an awful lot of our conscious communications. We communicate, we share constantly, we like things online, and it's gone to the point where we actually have many different websites and applications that are designed to do specific things. For example, Facebook allows us to keep in touch with our friends and family. We build up circles, Google+, around us, around ourselves, and we basically end up with this kind of sharing on a very specific scale, okay, like a family unit. Twitter is different. You can follow anybody you like, and it has this kind of leader-follower culture, which makes it more fame-driven and more narcissistic. My name, obviously, is @CCourtney on Twitter, so you can follow me if you want to hear stuff like this. Foursquare is something different again, where you basically log on and say, I'm at this place, and you unlock discounts by that. So it's basically the technologization or whatever, and the monetization of word of mouth. You're telling your friends what you like to buy and where. Pinterest is something else entirely. It's very popular, as I said here, with the OCD crowd. You say, I like this thing, you attach it to a pin board. Other people can view your boards, you can see what you've got in common. Very, very interests-driven. Clout, then, is like the idea of the pinnacle of what they want to be able to get with the internet. Is it looks at every other avenue of interest that you have and tries to give you a score based on how much your friends listen to you. So we also have our more basic biological impulses, like where the fuck should I go to eat.com or where the fuck should I go for drinks.com, which is if you've ever stood around in a circle saying, oh my God, where am I going to go for dinner with your friends, you just type in this and it'll say, yeah, go the fuck over there, okay? Also, sex, surprisingly, is something to do with the internet. So depending on your preference, you may like what's on column A or what's on column B. Scruff, which is, yeah, that's not representative. It's about as representative as OkCupid over here is representative of the female population. But, you know, you can take your pick. So the idea really is that it's gone to the point that we have so much data being spewed out there that we're losing an awful lot of space for traditional communications and, you know, proper conscious communications where you're allowed to have a back and forth. You know, an awful lot of our things is just broadcast now. And also people end up just, you know, kind of subsumed or completely taken over by their technology to the point where they need to broadcast everything that they're doing at all times. Okay? So this has pros and cons, obviously. I mean, it brings us together. Like, so, you know, we're allowed to share people. I could take my phone out and talk to somebody in America right now. But it also pulls us apart. If you've ever like stood around in a circle and half of your friends are on their phones to each other, you know, and you end up with this kind of almost needy depressiveness. You know, talk to me. Oh my God, please like my status. Please retweet my tweets. And it ends up can be actually quite psychologically disturbing for people. But it also creates false expectations of our lives. You know, we need to be more successful, or we need to have more attractive partners. We need to have more partners. We need to be basically better, like our friends are, because our friends all are better than us. But really, that's just what they're choosing to show. And so the idea then that I was saying about conscious and unconscious communication, the unconscious part of that is being mined for data. So you're not really keeping secrets anymore at all. There's no way that we can because this information is gone. So as Andy Warhol said in 1963, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. What I choose to think is that at this point, everybody will probably only be will be anonymous for 15 minutes. So, thank you.